Okay, guys, so let's quickly go over the last two questions. So we have Joe who's pushing on a 20 kg box with a force of 350 to the left, and then Carrie is pushing on the opposite direction with a force of 475 newtons. So if you was to draw a box, you would have Joe pushing to the left, and then Carrie pushing in the opposite direction. Okay, so they're both pushing in like this. Okay. So first question says, in which direction will the box move? Well, we have to look at who's pushing with more force. Well, that's Carrie. And so they tell us that Joe is pushing towards the left. So that means Carrie is pushing towards the right direction. So it will go to the right. Okay. Then the next question says, how quickly will it accelerate? So that means we're looking for acceleration. Okay, so we know our mass is 20 kg, and we need to find our net force. Why do we have to find our net force? Because we have two forces that are happening on the box. We have 475 to the right, and we have 350 to the left. So since they're in opposite directions, we're going to subtract. So we have 475 minus 350, and you'll get 125 newtons. That is the net force. Now, based on our triangle, for us to find acceleration, we have to do 125 divided by 20, and that's going to give us 6.25 for our acceleration. Okay. Last question. We have two men that pulls a 17-kilogram box with forces 12 newtons going in one direction and 8.6 newtons going in the opposite direction as shown in the picture. We need to find the acceleration of the box and then also the direction that it's going to move. Well, the easiest one to determine is the direction that the box is going to move. Which one is the bigger force? 12 newtons, and that's going to the left. So your response to number 2 is going to be to the left. Now, let's find our acceleration. So A is a question mark. Our mass is the kg number, which is 17. And then our force, we need to find the net force since we have more than one force. Well, since we have 12 and 8.6 going in the opposite direction, we need to subtract. Equals 3.4. So my net force, the overall force, the sum of the forces is 3.4. So to find acceleration, it is force divided by mass. In this case, it is 3.4 divided by the mass of 17. Now, just because 17 is the bigger number, it does not mean it goes in your calculator first when you're doing this division, okay? Your force is 3.4, so make sure 3.4 goes first into your calculator. Then you divide by 17, and you get 0.2 as your acceleration, okay? So today's lesson was just over Newton's law. You know how to calculate with it. The equation force equals mass times acceleration. The next lesson that you have, you'll start off with more practice problems with Newton's second law, and then we're going to go into Newton's third law. As always, if you need help, reach out to your teacher, but you can also go back and watch these videos again, okay? So I hope this lesson was good and you were able to understand Newton's second law. And this is when we're looking at unbalanced forces that are causing an object to accelerate or change speeds.